Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our July edition of Beachcomber Live. I want to thank everybody for coming in this morning. We decided to do something different this month, and do it in the morning versus in the evening. First thing I want to do just to get started today is to thank all our loyal customers for both your patience and patronage over the past 4 months. It's been quite I guess I call it a unique and wild ride as we progressed from curbside and in-home deliveries to private consultations in the store to now, as of the end of May, being open to the general public, to our basic hour. So again, thank you very much for your patience through those last 4 months. We are definitely sincerely grateful to our new and old customers who have continued to refer your friends and relatives and co-workers to Beachcomber over these last 4 months as we continue to, I guess, get used to our new normal here in Alberta. So the focus and topic of today's Facebook Live is going to be frequently asked Watercare questions. We've traditionally, and you hear me talk a bit about the end, traditionally have customer appreciation nights where I will run a Watercare seminar and in different types of formats, one of them being a question and answer type thing. And I know with the amount of people that are getting new tubs, and of course even older Beachcomber customers using their tubs more than ever, we've had a number of people coming in our stores and asking those questions. I just thought it'd be a great opportunity to go out to you and give you some of my answers over my 26 plus years in this business. And by the way, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Warren Jadlowski. I'm the general manager of Beachcomber. And I want to thank everybody for joining us this morning. And let's get rolling. So what we did is asked you, our Beachcomber customers, to send us in some of your, I guess, biggest questions, things that you're wondering about and worried about, and things that are happening with your hot tubs and your hot tub water. And I've taken 10 or 12 of those today that I'm going to be answering. You'll hear at the end any ones that I do not get to today. I will be sure to privately send you a message and get those answers to you. And for those of you who sent those questions in, fantastic. Hopefully you'll be able to learn something this morning. All right, let's get right to it. One of the questions that I received was from Candace, and Candace's question was, how do you manage the issue of high total alkalinity when you've got proper or even low pH? And that's a great question and kind of unusual here in Alberta. Let's talk about high alkalinity or high total alkalinity. If you do have high total alkalinity, we do have a product now in the last year, which is actually called Relent. And this Relent product was brought out about a year ago to strictly deal with alkalinity. In the past, when someone had high total alkalinity, we would use something called pH minus. And what pH minus would do is it would actually lower alkalinity and pH at the same time. And a lot of customers got frustrated. And they were saying, man, you know, I'm fighting this alkalinity down and pH down and pH up. So now if you have high total alkalinity, here's what you need to do. First, add your Relent, get your total alkalinity levels down, then move on to your pH. Okay, that's really important. So again, if you're unsure of what your alkalinity level should be, don't forget on your water analysis, and by the way, we are open as of June to do water tests again in all 3 of our Beachcomber, Edmonton, and area locations. So please feel free to bring a water sample in. When we email you your results, you will see on the right-hand side that we have all the levels here and all the levels to tell you where your level should be. So total alkalinity should be in that 100 to 120 parts per million range. Get it in that range first, and then go deal with your pH. If your pH is low, and again, as a reminder, pH should be 7.2 to 7.8. If it is low, you're going to add some pH plus to raise it, or as I mentioned earlier, you're going to add some pH minus to lower the pH. But again, always do your alkalinity first, then move on to pH, okay? All right, next question. James asked, why do I seem to get lots of foaming when I turn my jets on to high speed? And that's a very, very common question. Over the years, I've given people a number of different, I guess, answers or ways to fix this, and tips, I guess, more than anything else. First thing is, the number one reason for foaming is a lack or low sanitizer. So for those of you that are on the Carefree program, which means you're on dichlor or Carefree Boost, those of you on bromine, you might be using Bromoblast or bromine discs. The real key is to get that sanitizer level up to that 3 to 5 or 4 to 6 range. Keep it in that range for a few days. That'll help to eliminate foaming. Number 2, you need to be, and we'll talk about filters in a few minutes, you need to be cleaning your filters frequently. We'll talk about filter cleaning monthly and what to do in a few minutes, but the real key is making sure that filter is clean, because 90% of foaming is caused by a lack of sanitizer. The other 5 to 10% is due to filtration issues. So a dirty filter, filters, for example, that maybe have soap in them, especially in today's world where we're worried about the sun's rays and UV rays and using more lotions and things like that. You'll get more body oils and stuff into your filter than maybe you get in the past. You've got kids using the tub more often, which again, we're going to talk about. We had a couple questions about that here this morning. So the key is once a week, when you do your weekly routine, take your filter out, give it a nice rinse. You can just rinse it with a garden hose, get some of those extra oils and soaps out, and then do your normal monthly cleaning, which we'll talk about here in a few minutes. As well, if you do get lots of foaming and you want a quick fix, we do have a product called Foam Free. And we've had Foam Free for a number of years. It works fantastically well. The key to using this Foam Free is make sure before you use it that you shake it up really well. All the active ingredient will slowly go to the bottom of this product, and the top half won't be as strong as the bottom. So give it a quick shake. We have a nice new lid. It's got a nice squirt cap on it. Give it a quick squirt and it will kill that foam instantly. So there's your quick fix to foaming. But the key is get that sanitizer level up and keep it up for a few days, and you'll see that foaming start to dissipate over time. Next question. I got a question here from Teresa. And Teresa said, why do I continually have to raise my total alkalinity and pH in my hot tub? I'm on your Carefree program and use a floating dispenser with chlor discs. Please help. So that's a very common question, Teresa. And I've heard that for many, many years from customers that were always having this issue with low alkalinity and low pH. And here's the reason why. Just so everybody knows, when you put these chlor discs into your floating dispenser, okay, which a lot of people have used for many years, the pH of this chlor disc is actually 2.8. And again, a reminder, good pH or perfect pH is 7.2 to 7.8. So basically what you're doing is adding acid or pH minus to your hot tub as every one of these chlor discs dissolves in your floating dispenser. So you know when you use this disc program that it is always going to go down slowly over time. So what I'm going to let you know is when you're on the disc program, you're going to have to be doing a little more balancing. And when your alkalinity goes down, the product you need to use is Resist. So add Resist first. And my comment to customers that used to come in and still come in and say, boy, I'm adding pH plus all the time and I wish your containers were larger. And I say to them, well, you know what? If you go through this container in a month, you're adding way too much pH plus. It's time for you to start dealing with your alkalinity first. So let's get your alkalinity in that 100 to 120 range, and then your pH will sit there and make it a lot easier for you to manage and balance your hot tub. Okay, so that's the alkalinity and pH question. Let's move on to Susan's question. Susan wrote me and said, we recently received our new Beachcomber 720 anniversary hot tub. Our children have been using it nonstop every day. And I think this is something that's very common here over this last 4 months as kids have been out of school. Sometimes 2 to 3 times a day, she said, I'm wondering how often I should clean or replace my filter. So as we've told customers over the last 37 years of selling Beachcomber, you should always have 2 filters, okay? Standard filter cleaning should be once a month. What I've tried to train my customers is you pick a day or night for your weekly routine. For me, it's always been Sundays, and it's a Sunday, first Sunday of every month routine. So some months are gonna have 4 Sundays, some months are gonna have 5, that doesn't matter. But once a month, take that dirty filter, okay? So take your Beachcomber micro filter, okay? And you're gonna have a second one, so take it out. We have something that we have used now for a number of years, which is our microfilter cleaning flask, which has worked fantastically well. What you'll basically do is fill this filter feeding flask with warm water. You will take some of our filter cleaner, which is filter soak. And the beauty of this filter soak product now is, first of all, it's only a 1 hour soaking time. In the past, our old cleaners would be 24 hours, a day, 2 days. Now we have only a 1 hour time frame. The other great thing about this filter soak is it's actually blue in color. So once you pull your filter out, after it's soaked for an hour, this filter is actually going to be blue. So what that means is after it's soaked for an hour, you continue to rinse the filter until it comes back to this nice white color and removes body oils and minerals away from the pleats of this filter. And then you're good to go. Let it dry out. Next month, do the same thing. Every 12 to 18 months, it's time to replace these filters. Come into one of your local Beachcomber stores and get yourself another pair of filters. So it's a once a month routine. And as I mentioned earlier, don't be afraid if you've had a lot of kids using this hot tub, give it a good rinse once every week when you're doing your weekly routine. That'll really, really help to keep the foaming and keep some of the body oils out of that filter. All right, next question. Terry wrote me, ever since my 3 kids began to stay at home from school in mid-March and obviously use our hot tub more than ever before, I've noticed a great deal of sand and debris in my seats and floor area. Is there something you have to take this out easily? That's a great question, Terry, and we've had people come into our stores for many years and said, I'm trying to scoop it out. What do I do? Well, many years ago, we brought in a product which is called a spa vacuum or spa vac. And the beauty of this product is it's very simple and easy to use. It allows you, with the hot tub full of water, to simply take out the debris and dispose of it without draining your hot tub. So very simply, what you're going to do is at the very end of this is a hole. What you're going to do is you're going to put your thumb over that hole. You're going to dip this spa vac into the area where the dirt is, take your thumb off the hole, and what's going to happen is this little cylinder is going to fill up full of water as well as the debris. So sand and rocks and pebbles that have now lodged into the bottom of your tub and your footwell and your seats. And then what you're going to do is take it out, and what's going to be left is going to be your sand and debris in the bottom of the spa vac. Clean it out and you're good to go. So very simple and easy. It's in the stores. There's no pumping. There's none of those kinds of things to worry about. No moving parts, and they work extremely well. So please feel free to stop by and pick one of those up. They work fantastic. Next question. And actually there's 2 questions here that kind of link together. So I'm going to link Alex and Steve's question. I got Steve's late last night, and thanks, Steve, for sending it. I'll add it into here this morning. It says, I'm really fighting keeping my water clear now more than ever. I'm a 3-year-old Beachcomber hot tub customer. I'm on your Carefree system, and I'd like to know how much and how often I should be putting in my Carefree boost. Great question. As I've been telling people over the years that are on the Carefree program, everyone's going to be different. We have different numbers of people using their hot tub. We have different size hot tubs. We have different lengths of time using the hot tub. But what we find is every day to 2 days, we have to add a little bit of Carefree boost. I've been a big believer in adding boost prior to getting in. The beauty of this sodium dichloride product, it allows us to toss it in the tub and get in 10 to 15 minutes later. I also tell people if you're in the tub for 1, 2, 3 hours, and we're seeing kids now as people turn their tubs down and use it as a small swimming pool in the summers, the kids can be in this thing all day on Saturday, and it can be open for 4 to 6 to 8 hours. So feel free, take the kids out for a couple hours, grab some lunch, throw in another cap of Carefree Boost, and when they're done after 3 or 4 hours, toss another cap in. That way the next morning when you want to sit and have your nice coffee in your Beachcomber mug, you can sit out there nice, clean, and clear water again. So feel free to use this as much as you need to and add it before usage. Steve's question to that is, if my hot tub turns cloudy, how can it be fixed? Steve, I will tell you that 90% of cloudy water problems comes back to using more sanitizer. So those of you on the Carefree program, you'd add Carefree Boost. Those of you on the bromine program, you'd add Bromoblast. So keep your sanitizer level. And again, if you're unsure, okay, you've always got your sheet to go back to. 3 to 5 is your normal range. Keep it in that range for a couple of days. And also make sure that your hot tubs are filtering consistently. Those of you who have Beachcomber hybrid hot tubs, you're going to have a hush pump that will run 24/7. Those of you with Leap Edition hot tubs, make sure that you've got it running a minimum of 4 hours twice a day. So you may have to pull out your manual. You can go onto our website, which is beachcomber.ab.ca, and feel free to download at the bottom a copy of the manual if you can't find it. And what you want to do is get it to a minimum of what's called F4, which is 4 hours, and then 2C, which is 2 cycles, which means your tub will filter no matter what, 8 hours a day. If you find it still cloudy, feel free to go to 24/7 filtration for a couple of days just to get that hot tub clear again. And that would be the letter FC, so full cycle, and then 2C, which is twice a day. So 12 times 2 would be 24/7. So do that for a few days. Once it's clear, go back to your 4 hours twice a day, and that will really help you to keep this hot tub clean and clear as those kids are using it more and more than ever before. Another part of this I want to just talk quickly about is he talked about his chlorine level always seems to read low on his digital test strips. Those of you who do not have these strips, the next time you're in, pick them up. It's been one of the best things that we've seen in Beachcomber Watercare in my 26 plus years here, which is now having the ability to have an app actually read the strip for you. In the past, you dip your strip, you try to match the colors on the side, and I say even me as an expert, I struggle trying to read the colors and know what's good and proper pH. So the beauty now with your iPhone, with your with any Samsung, with any Google phone, basically with any kind of Android, you're able to now dip the strip and take a picture of it on your camera, and it'll upload and tell you exactly what you need to do to balance your water and get it looking the way it needs to be. So fantastic. It's a great product. Make sure you pick it up. And by the way, there have been a few phones out there. I know I talked to a customer in Sherwood Park a week ago, and she mentioned she had a Google phone and she was struggling with it. I said to her, if you're still having issues, you can still use it as a standard test strip. It's still the same as every strip that's been out there. You can manually use it, and you can use it as a standard strip until you get it fixed. If you are having issues, feel free to email customer care at Beachcomber. So customer care at beachcomber.ab.ca, and we will get someone to contact you to help you work through your strip problems. All right, next question is from Lori. Lori wrote me and said, I recently used your pipe cleanse product to clean out my old Beachcomber hot tub and followed the directions on the bottle. My problem is that I had an excessive amount of foaming, even to the point where it was coming over the side of my hot tub when my jets were on. Did I do something wrong, or is this normal? So I'll answer that one first, and then we'll talk a bit about the second part of that question. So for those of you who have not used pipe cleanse, again, I say any hot tub that is at least a year or older, it's great to use this pipe cleanse. It's a great spring cleaning. So the directions, again, are on the back, and they're quite self-explanatory. The only thing that doesn't get mentioned on here is when you toss your pipe cleanse in and you do turn your jets onto high speed for a period of time, 15 minutes to an hour, close your air control. So on the top of every hot tub, there are 2 air controls that actually add, as we call it, bubbles to the water. Close those air controls. That'll give you way less foaming. That way you're not going to get the foam frothing over the side of the hot tub, and the pipe cleaner as well. Again, open up every jet. We have neck massages. Make sure that if you have a reflex foot massage, that your dial is turned halfway between your back and your feet, just to make sure that you are getting that pipe cleanse through all the lines of your Beachcomber hot tub. Once you finish with your pipe cleanse, then it goes to the second part of Lori's question. She said, also, I had a real hard time getting the acrylic to wipe down smoothly, as there was a lot of real sticky residue all over the inside of the hot tub. And that's a common question and a common theme we've been hearing over the last little while. So what's happening is, on your acrylic of your Beachcomber hot tub, as the tub is draining, all the stuff that's coming from your plumbing lines and so on, a lot of it is sticky, okay? And what happens is you need to clean that off as the tub is draining. So there are a couple products that you need to use. First of all is Tub Clean. Okay, so take your Tub Clean. There's a great little squirt head on the top. So take some Tub Clean. You can either use one of our Beachcomber hot tub chamois, which work fantastically well. They are reusable. Or we have what's called the Spa Glove. So you can squirt some of that Tub Clean onto this Spa Glove. And what you're able to do is take it, and as your tub is draining down, wipe the edge of the tub as the water starts to go down. Don't let it sit there for 4, 6, 8 hours. Some people are leaving it for 2 or 3 days and finding they're having a real hard time wiping the side of their tub clean. So once you've finished it up and it's all wiped clean, take your hose, give it a good rinse again, and then you can go and refill your hot tub. The other thing I'll mention on the back of the bottle, it talks about removing your filter. Make sure you've taken your microfilter out prior to using your pipe cleanse and before draining. The last thing, which is again a product we've had for many years, and it's one of the most underused product and best products we have, is Neutralizer. Make sure you're neutralizing your sanitizer before you go and drain this hot tub out onto the street or wherever you're going to take the water. All right, next question. Came actually last night from Shauna. Shauna asked, how often should you change your water in your hot tub? And if it would be necessary in the winter, how would I go about doing this? Again, great question, Shauna. We've been trying to train our customers for the past number of years to drain your hot tub twice a year. Traditionally, it's been spring, so March, April, depending on weather, and then getting close to October, November, somewhere around Halloween. I will tell you this year, no question, as everybody knows, many things have happened with this COVID-19 pandemic, with people staying home and spending more time at home, and obviously using your Beachcomber hot tub more than normal. And what's happened is people are having to drain their tub a third time. And if I go back to when I started, and instead of using 1, 2 products weekly. We were using 5, 6, and 7 products, and our solid level was going up very quickly. We had to drain the tub 3 times a year. It was traditionally a March drain, a July drain, and then a November drain before winter came. And we're seeing that. And I think a lot of you, it's a great time. July is a great time right now in the summer to drain this hot tub. You can get July, August, September, October, another 4 months, and that'll get you into this November time so you can drain and refill again and get ready for winter. So going back to the question, again, the part of it is, should I drain in winter? The reality is I would tell customers never to fully drain. If you can take 4, 6, 8, 10 gallons of water out of there, or pails of water, I should say, out of the hot tub, and refill it again and top it up with some fresh water, that'll help to replenish your solids and get your solid level down and allow you to get another month to 2 months. What I tell customers is when your water starts to get old and your TDS, or what we call total dissolved solids, which we do test in our stores, once it starts to get over that 1,500, 2,000, 2,500 level, we're not saying you have to drain your hot tub. We're saying it's going to make it harder and more difficult to keep your water clear. So you just have to stay on top of it. So if it is in the winter time, make sure that your sanitizer, so Shauna, if you're on our Carefree program, make sure that your Carefree boost levels are where they need to be. Because if you do lose your water, which means your water starts to get cloudy and you haven't had sanitizer in for a period of time, it may be a bit more difficult to clear it up. So the real key becomes, as your water gets older, you just have to stay on top of it a bit more than normal, and that'll help you to keep the water clean and clear. Okay, well, those are the questions I wanted to go through this morning. There are a few others that I'm going to be answering individually, and again, I want to thank everybody who did send in your questions. We are going to be looking at doing this again sometime this fall. Again, as a lot of us know, we're not 100% sure of where this is going in terms of health protocols and so on in our stores. But just as a reminder, we are open now, fully open Monday through Sunday. Monday through Saturday, we're now open 9:30 to 6 p.m. and open between 10 and 5 on Sundays. We are doing water testing. So for those of you who want to bring in a test and just be sure that you're doing the right thing, especially our new customers who are new at this, please feel free. We do put it through our spin lab. And again, trying to get more paperless and environmental. Sorry about that, everybody. I got a phone call, actually. And by the way, I should have taken that. That was Keith Scott, the founder of Beachcomber Hot Tubs in the factory, calling me this morning. But anyways, for those of you who are bringing samples in, it's really quick. We do put it through the spin lab. We are printing less than ever before. We're trying to get more environmentally friendly. So we'll email you the results of your water analysis. And that way you can have that on your smartphone, on your iPad, and your desktop, and be able to get back to it at any point in time. So to kind of finish things off this morning, as some of you know, we traditionally hold special customer appreciation events throughout our retail stores throughout the year. Obviously this year, because of COVID-19, we're unable to invite you into our stores and thank you for your continued patronage of our company. So instead, we decided this year to run a month-long customer appreciation event. And we're running our July Watercare and Accessory sale. So for those of you who are on our list, our customer list, if you're not, please let us know. Either email, call in. When you're in the store, make sure you're on the list. You can save now up to 25% on your Watercare products in the month of July. So a great opportunity for you to, again, save some money, stock up for the next 4 months, and get yourself through these summer months and weeks as the kids look at possibly going back to school in September. I want to thank everybody for tuning in this morning. And if you had to leave for a while to get the kids some breakfast, feel free to come back onto our Facebook page, Beachcomber YEG, and this video will be up for the next several weeks. Please feel free. Continue to send in your questions to Warren, WARREN, at beachcomber.ab.ca or customer care at beachcomber.ab.ca, and I will definitely personally answer those questions for you. And we will look at doing another one of these events as we move into September, into the fall time, as people continue to get their Beachcomber hot tubs throughout the next several months as we move into winter. So everybody, thanks for joining me this morning. Take care, everyone. Let's all stay positive, stay safe, and please spend lots of time in your Beachcomber hot tubs. Bye for now.